Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us. We are excited to share information about SIG programs with you and answer any questions you may have. My name is Erika Payne and I am a Senior Program Director with SIG. I am overseeing our investigators programs at Fairfield University, Boston University Academy, Iona College, Seattle Country Day School, and Montclair State University. In addition, I'm also overseeing our Innovators program at Yale University. I am pleased to be guiding you through our information session today.
And I'm Kate Kosser, SIG's Director of Operations. We are both very happy to have you join us for this virtual open house. Your participation today indicates that you are interested in your child's education and academic exploration, and so are we. SIG is a program of the AIFS Foundation, a not-for-profit 501c3 organization dedicated to providing educational and cultural exchange opportunities to foster greater understanding among the people of the world. As a nonprofit educational organization, it is our responsibility to advance the development of gifted, talented, and high potential youth. At the end of this presentation, we will provide time for a Q&A session. In the meantime, please feel free to use the question feature to ask your questions. We will address all of your questions at the end of this webinar. I also want to mention that this webinar is being recorded, so you do not need to take notes or screenshots of the slides. We will also email the recorded webinar to all attendees after the presentation is finished.
The mission of the Summer Institute for the Gifted is to provide the highest quality educational and social opportunities for academically gifted, talented, and creative students through programs designed to meet their abilities and needs. Throughout this presentation, we will highlight how our summer programs emulate our mission. We continue to be passionate about our mission here at SIG. We are focused on enriching minds and are highly engaged with students on their path towards self-discovery and empowerment. We are thrilled to be entering our 36th season of offering summer programs. The Summer Institute for the Gifted has been providing academic programs to gifted students since 1984. At that time, SIG began with a single residential session in New Jersey and has since grown to include 8 Innovators residential programs in 6 states and 12 Investigators Day programs. In 2003, SIG instituted its first day program, which is now called an Investigators program, at Fairfield University in Connecticut, and it remains our largest investigators program. SIG is eagerly anticipating its 36th summer and continues to enhance its program offerings each year. This past year, SIG served nearly 2,000 students ages 5 through 17.
Today, we'll be discussing SIG's Investigators program options. If you are familiar with SIG, you may have noticed that our program name has changed from what we previously referred to as our day program to now the Investigators program. We're really excited about this change, as the focus of the Investigators program is for students to investigate and research issues, problems, and facts around them, and learn how to mold and apply them to other disciplines and their life. SIG offers a wide range of investigator programs across the United States at top-tier private schools and colleges. All programs are 3 weeks long and cater to students between the ages of 5 and 12, depending on the site. In order to participate in our Investigators program, all students must be ages 5 through 12 by August 31st, 2020. More specifically, our youngest students must be age 5 by June 1st, 2020. All students will need to submit required academic or creative eligibility documents, and lastly, all students must submit evidence of mandatory vaccinations in order to attend.
Regarding eligibility requirements, all SIG programs are admission-based, and students are required to provide evidence of high academic ability, high creative thinking ability, or accelerated achievement. For 2020, SIG offers 2 eligibility paths: the academic achievement intellectual route, or the route for demonstrating eligibility in creative thinking behaviors. Students may choose either of these routes to demonstrate their proficiency. However, eligibility documents from both of these routes cannot be combined. Our Type 1 eligibility, or the academic route, is geared towards those students who demonstrate high levels of achievement or ability. Evidence of a high achievement on the PSAT or SAT, or participation in academic talent search are just a few ways that a student can demonstrate eligibility. In general, we look for those students who achieve an overall or subject test score at the 95th percentile or above on a nationally normed standardized achievement or intelligence assessment.
The Type 2 eligibility route is designed for students who demonstrate exceptional ability in creative thinking. A student who chooses to pursue the Type 2 eligibility route for creative thinking might then submit results in the 95th percentile from any standardized creativity assessment, such as the Torrance test of creative thinking. Alternatively, we require the submission of 2 letters of recommendation from individuals who are familiar with the student's creative thinking performance. For international students, we also require demonstration of proficiency in the English language, which could include transcripts with course grades in English and evidence of prior attendance in another program conducted in English, just to name a few. Our admissions team may request a Skype interview on behalf of our international students. Again, there are many ways to demonstrate eligibility for entrance routes, and we encourage you to explore our admissions website at giftedstudy.org/eligibility. Now, let's turn our attention to the heart of our program, academics. SIG's STEAM Plus curriculum takes a multidisciplinary approach to learning and engages students in creative thinking to help them solve real-world problems for their futures in STEAM fields such as science, technology, engineering, arts, humanities, mathematics, and fitness.
The curriculum at SIG is based on a model of academics that involves both enrichment and acceleration. Our academic approach allows for flexibility, offers personalized learning, provides opportunities for problem-based learning, immerses students in multidisciplinary studies, and nurtures the whole person. Let's review each of these components and how students experience SIG Academics. SIG Academics is flexible. Students have the flexibility to explore their interests while gaining exposure to new topics. Each course has a set of objectives, and students have the flexibility to tailor their learning to the topics or interests they may have related to these objectives. Students have the freedom to pursue their learning goals and move in the direction and pace they prefer. Our classes usually comprise a mixture of individual work, small group work, and collaborative experiences. This arrangement allows for students to work and think both individually and collaboratively when approaching different class activities. There is less structure and supervision than in a typical academic classroom, which allows for more independence and flexibility in learning, which are essential environmental aspects for highly capable youth. SIG Academics is also personalized. At SIG, we realize that not all students learn in the same way or pace, and they are not all interested in the same topics. At SIG, assignments and content are tailored to meet the needs of each student, while also encouraging group collaboration and ownership of knowledge. At the beginning of each course, instructors pre-assess the knowledge and skills that students bring to the course. This assessment provides the instructor with information for individualizing the objectives and learning goals. Following this assessment, the instructor will meet with students to determine their individual goals and objectives to help meet each student's specific needs and interests. Our instruction is designed to challenge students through course content, processes, and products that keep learners excited, enriched, and fulfilled, all of which makes them happy.
SIG Academics focuses on the tenets of problem-based learning. Our academic courses allow students to think critically, creatively, and complexly. We want students to apply new knowledge to real problems and engage in learning as professionals do in their own field of study. Our students leave our programs with a vision for how they can change their futures, incorporating the talents and passions they possess. At SIG, we want to nurture the thinking of fertile minds to help our students unleash their potential. Sig Academics utilizes a multidisciplinary curriculum model. Students engage with course objectives from multiple perspectives of various STEAM fields, such as science, technology, arts, humanities, engineering, and mathematics. Our curriculum allows gifted and high-ability learners to exercise their extraordinary conceptual thinking to combine reasoning with imagination without the restraints of being confined to a single academic discipline. SIG Academics is programming for the whole person. SIG not only develops students intellectually, but also provides social, cultural, and recreational opportunities that nurture students' social skills as well as their natural talents. SIG students meet and interact with like-minded peers to build acceptance and establish lifelong friendships.
SIG provides a safe place for students to think and share their ideas and thoughts. We push students to think outside the box and come up with unique and innovative ways to solve problems and challenges around them. At SIG, we realize that not all students learn in the same way, and they are not all interested in the same material. SIG focuses on a differentiated learning approach, taking each student's unique academic experience and expertise into account. We encourage students to accept responsibility for the direction of their learning and to participate in self-assessment while at SIG.
As previously mentioned, our academic courses are available in multiple fields, including science, technology, engineering, art, humanities, mathematics, and fitness. There's really something for everyone. Each of our courses is designed to provoke relevant, complex, and analytical questions. Students enroll in courses based on their age level to ensure age appropriateness of course material. From a variety of course options, students design their own schedules within their age group. Some courses, listed as AR options, those stand for Arts and Recreation, are open to all students across several age groups. SIG hires instructors based on their expertise and qualifications. Our instructors have at least a bachelor's degree, though the majority of instructors hold a master's degree, and some instructors even have a doctoral degree. You might be interested to know that 67% of our 2019 instructors had earned a master's or doctoral degree. At the end of the program, students will receive a student performance review, or what we like to call an SPR, for each completed course. In it, instructors provide narrative, qualitative feedback that highlight the accomplishments and progression of each student with course objectives and personal learning goals, while offering recommendations for further development. Upon request, student performance reviews can be sent to schools or academic institutions.
To paint a bigger picture, all campuses are overseen by a program director, as well as an on-site director. Your main point of contact will most likely be the office manager, who answers and directs all phone calls and email inquiries. In addition to the administrative staff, there are instructors who teach the courses and program assistants who assist our instructors and also help with various class activities throughout the duration of each course. Some of our larger programs will also have an academic dean and other supporting staff. Each day, students attend 4 course periods, each 90 minutes long. Courses begin at 8:45 a.m. and run through 4 p.m. Extended care for early drop-off and late pickup is available for an additional fee. In addition to full-day students, we also accept half-day students into our investigators program. Half-day students can either attend the morning part of the program, which are the first 2 classes, or the afternoon part of the program, which are the last 2 classes. All students, including half-day students, are provided lunch. In addition, all students enjoy some social time with their peers during our lunch and activity period. The afternoon-only students arrive to the campus at 12 p.m., and the morning-only students depart at 1 p.m.
Let's take a look at a sample investigators program course schedule. As you can see, there are 2 or 3 course offerings available each period for each age level. When filling out your application, you are able to choose a primary and alternate course for each period. Now, this schedule is just a sample schedule. You will need to visit our website to find out the specific course offerings for each individual investigators program. In 2020, we're so excited that we're offering 21 new courses, including amusement park physics, sports franchise development, and civil engineering, builders at work.
As mentioned earlier, we want our students not only to learn, but also socialize and have fun. We have established several theme days on campus, such as Crazy Hair Day, Pajama Day, or Fun Sock Day, to allow students the ability to express their fun and creative sides in full bloom. These theme days will vary from campus to campus and are determined by the site's director. Simply put, our goal is for your student to have the most rewarding, academically challenging, and socially fulfilling summer possible. We want all students to explore their intellectual curiosities, all in a safe, secure, and fun environment.
So at this point, you may be asking yourself, why should my child attend SIG? Well, for over 35 years, SIG has been providing students with an academic program that is both challenging and rigorous in nature, and where students can meet new friends and make lasting memories, all under the care and supervision of our dedicated, qualified, and experienced staff. Our students report back to us that, in addition to a great academic enrichment, they appreciate the intense friendships they develop, as well as their increased independence and self-discovery. So at this point, we'd like to open the conversation to our audience. Please feel free to type your questions or share any comments in the question box.
Okay. So since we've already received some questions during the presentation, I will start answering some of them, and then if you have an additional ones, feel free to type them in. One question is asking if my student will be supervised at all times. So yes, your students, all students ages 5 through 12 that attend our programs will be supervised at all times. We have program assistants that will help with the supervision and transfer between classes, and also transfer from classes to lunch, also during our activity period as well. So the student will not be left unattended.
Another question, will my child have outdoor time? So part of our lunch period, which is usually an hour long, we like to add a little bit of outdoor time so the kids can run around, get their energy out. Sitting in classes all day, learning really interesting and engaging topics is wonderful, but as we like to say, we like to get our wiggles out at some point. So absolutely, of course, weather permitting, all children will have a little bit of a recreational time.
Another question is asking about the class size. So this really depends on the size of the program that your child is enrolled in, but generally, I would say our average class size for our investigator programs is between 10 to 12 students. Sometimes we can go up all the way up to 15 if the program is a larger, but I would say around 10 to 12 would be, the average size.
So another question, is SIG well suited for profoundly gifted students? Absolutely. Our approach is very individualized. As we mentioned, each instructor is going to conduct a personal assessment of each student, as well as set individualized goals. This differentiated approach really allows us to target the different interests, academic abilities, intellectual levels of all of our students, even if they're in the same class. So really what's bringing our students together in a class is their excitement, their enthusiasm, and their general interest in the subject matter. But from there, we will definitely target individual capabilities and levels. That's a great question. Thanks so much.
There's a question asking about the student groupings by age and if exceptions can be made. So we group students by ages, as you can see. So the B level, which is the 5 to 6, and then 7 and 8, because we want to also make sure that not just academically, but socially, that they are, within the same range. If you feel like your student might be more interested or more suitable for a course that's in a level above or level below where they are currently, you could reach out to us to gain more information about our waiver process. So in this case, you would reach out to our academic director to find out more information if a waiver would be possible for a course that may be a level above where your child is at. And her name is Caroline Daniel, and you could there will be more information on the last slide about how to contact us, and you can get in touch with us that way.
Another great question. So in our schedule, there's no real break between periods 3 and 4. How do kids really work with that 3-hour block? I think that's an excellent question, and one of the aspects of our program that I think makes it so unique is that it's very adaptable in the sense that if kids are having a hard time with that transition, our on-site directors are going to work with that group. Maybe that means a little bit of a snack break in between. Maybe that means we're going to sing songs on our strolls to different classrooms to sort of break up the academic environment. So again, the sample schedule that you see is just that, a sample, and then just as we're working with each student individually in the classroom, it's also about that social-emotional component and the students' overall adjustments and transitions to our program, which we're very attuned to and make sure that their needs are being met. So thanks for bringing that up. That's great.
There's a question asking if the child in the program will be pushed or challenged. Absolutely. So the core of our program really is to advance gifted students in a way that's really suitable for their own personal interests and expertise. So for this reason, each student will select their personal objectives that they will work towards in addition to the class objectives as well. So this is something that's really meaningful to them, and they can really take it as far as they would like with the support of our instructors and our program assistants. So, yes.
Great. Another question, how are classes selected, or I'll interpret this as how are we choosing our classes? So at the core of SIG's philosophy and mission is really students should take what they want. They should be taking what they're interested in. And our goal is to offer 2 to 3 different types of courses, different disciplines, different topics per course period that really stimulate and excite the students. So first and foremost, what do they want to take? What are they passionate and excited about learning? Start from there. And that's really going to guide you in terms of choosing the most appropriate courses. And sometimes those courses are not typical academic courses that you would find maybe in your regular school. Maybe it's something like amusement park physics, thinking outside of the box kind of classes, and that's really what makes SIG so special.
Okay, there's a question asking if you have plans for an after-school program or winter-spring session. At this moment, we are really concentrating on the summer programs, on our summer programs, but if you have any suggestions for any, locations or schools that might benefit from an after-school program or for possible winter or spring session, feel free to reach out to us and let us know. We always welcome variety of different ideas and explore different options as well.
Another great question. Can students earn school credit for these classes? I think that comes up each summer. No, we don't offer school credit. And what that allows is for our students to really just take that leap of faith into a topic that they've never tried before. And there's no pressure of that typical grade, or I have to meet this mark. Of course, we do provide a performance review, an assessment, a guide along the way. But again, there's not that constraint and pressure of, oh, I have to earn the A, or it really allows our students to just blossom that way. Mm-hmm. Great.
Question asking about how our instructors are selected and what credentials we require. So all of our instructors go through a thorough interview process. They all have to have at least graduated with a bachelor's degree by the time the program starts. We try to really match up the instructor to the course as in the best way we can. So if they are teaching a high school students, we try to look at high school instructors and high school teachers or college teachers. If they are teaching elementary school children, we try to look at higher instructors who have experience with that age group and also with the topic or with the course that they are teaching. Sometimes, if the course is a little bit more kind of out of the box, maybe robotics or maybe, some of the fitness courses and things like that, we would interview kind of like a professional in the field, I would say. So really try to find the best match for the age of the students and also the subject matter of the course.
Okay, another great question. What's the average turnaround time for an application? Good question. So our average turnaround time is about 1 week, and that's 1 week after all the materials are submitted. So that means the application, eligibility documents, any sort of recommendations. You can imagine about 1 week. Now, of course, that does vary depending on the time of year. Our peak season is going to be between February, March, April. So you may see a little bit longer turnaround time, but we try our hardest to get you your decision as quick as possible, as we know you're eager to solidify your summer plans.
All right. There's a question asking what percentage of our students are highly gifted, profoundly gifted. I don't believe we collect the data at this time. It's just because all the students come in, through a different route of eligibility, whether they are highly creative or academically talented or gifted. So it's not a data that we are able to provide at this time.
So question, do international students attend an investigators program because they are day or commuter type programs? And actually, yes, and we've seen a growing number of international students actually over the course of the last several years, which has just added to the breadth and diversity of our programs. So we have students attending from all over the world, and it's so wonderful to see that kind of diversity in the classrooms.
Yeah. A question about changing courses when students are not interested. So yes, you absolutely have the option to change courses if there is an option available for that age group, for the level. You can do that within the first 2 days of the program. So all students are required to attend the classes they are scheduled for on the first day, and then at the end of the first academic day, you can start making changes, and also on the second day of the program. By the end of the second day, we would like everyone to be already in their long-term courses just so they can move on with, their education and with their goals and objectives.
Okay, another question. Do you have a no absence policy? So I'll answer this question by saying that our programs are either 14 or 15 days long, academic days long, depending on the July 4th holiday. And so we really do encourage students to attend every course day to get the real fulfilling part of our program to maximize their experience. But life happens. We understand that. Things happen. And so in general, if a student misses a day or two, it's not a problem at all. We do ask that you would notify the on-site office, so we do have a good record of where your child is for that day. But again, life happens, and we work around it. So I'm just going to take a pause right here to see if there's any other questions that come in before we wrap up. Okay, any last minute thoughts? And if there's something that comes to mind after the presentation ends, we'll be showing you their contact information on the following slide. Please don't hesitate to reach out. We're happy to answer any questions, concerns that you may have.
Oh, there's a question, last minute question coming in.
I love it, it's great.
Just as we were about to turn into the next slide. So question about financial aid. Yes, we have a need-based financial aid available. We have a financial aid application on our website. So once the application is submitted to the program, you can fill out a financial aid application, and then a colleague of ours would be in touch with you in regards to any kind of supporting documentation that we may need from you. The funds are not unlimited, so at some point we will run out for the year. So if you would like to apply and apply for the financial aid, we would suggest doing it sooner rather than later. Yeah, I don't know if anything else Kate would like to add.
No, I appreciate the question. Questions like these just benefit all of us involved here today. So thank you so much for that.
All right. So yes, great questions, everyone. Thank you for asking. And so this is all the time we have for today. For any questions that you may still have or any questions pertaining to your specific needs, feel free to reach out to us at the following phone numbers or email. You can also find more information on our website, giftedstudy.org. And don't forget to connect with us on social media as well. And as we like to say, explore your summer, expand your mind, and join us at SIG in 2020.
We'll see you then.